If you know that your goal is to make $100,000, your habits daily need to reflect that. If you know you want to make $1 million by the end of this year, let's say, or in 12 months, your habits daily need to reflect that. So whatever that goal is, reverse engineer it to figure out what your daily habits need to be.
Welcome to Success Spectrum Podcast, where new entrepreneurs break free from limiting beliefs, build unshakable financial confidence, and step boldly into the life and business they were meant to create.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Success Spectrum Podcast, sponsored by Apex Affiliation. I was in a slump recently. I wasn't going to the gym like I usually do. I fell off my routine. I wasn't training Muay Thai like I usually do. And for me, I felt off. Something didn't feel right. I kept waiting for the right moment. I kept waiting to feel ready to get back into it and start my routine. But I had a simple thought, and it brought me back to grade school a little bit. Movement creates energy. Movement creates energy. I had to sit with it and think about it for a little bit. And we're going to break that down a little bit throughout this episode, but movement creates energy. I decided to get up and move. I decided to go for a walk. Yes, it's not the gym. Yes, it's not Muay Thai, but it's better than just sitting at my desk and working all day. I decided to get up and go for a 10-minute walk. I did that. Second day ended up being a 30-minute walk. Third day, 30-minute walk again. The fourth day, I got up in the morning, I went to the gym, did what I had to do during the day, and in the evening, I went to Muay Thai. And I felt so much better. A level of clarity came back to me. My energy shifted. The movement created the energy. And I want to bring that up because I feel like it's important, because in business, it's the same thing. If you don't move and create action, there's no income. When you move and create action in your business, then there can be income. Here's what I mean. You currently have a product, a solution, a pitch, an offer that you can put out to people. You may even have a community, but every day that you do not put this offer out, you do not create that pitch or send out that pitch, is a day that you don't get paid. People are waiting for what you have. You might already have a community, like I said, but you're not offering it to that community. One of our biggest issues in business is obscurity. People don't know you exist. People don't know your offer exists or your product exists. If they don't know it, how can they come to you for your service? It's okay, I'll wait. They won't be able to because they don't know it exists. So this community that you have, there are already people who like and trust you, but you're not offering them anything. They're just in there getting information maybe, but not really your product or service that can help them get to the next level. So you're really doing them a disservice because you're not releasing it. If you do release it, you can start to get out of obscurity. People can start to know who you are and come to you for that service because they really need it. But until you do that, again, every day you do not release that pitch, every day you do not send that DM, send that email, or send out that offer is a day that you do not get paid. I know you're waiting to feel ready, but the feeling does not come first. You got to take action and then you can get a result. Action is required and then the feeling can come. And in my example earlier, I said movement creates energy. We can think of energy as the feeling. Yes, real energy, but you can think of it as the feeling. If you're waiting to feel ready, you've got it backwards. Movement creates energy, not energy creates movement. Movement creates energy. And like I was saying earlier, movement creates money in your business. When you send the pitch, when you send the offer, when you do what you know you're supposed to get done, but you've been delaying because you don't feel like doing it, or you don't think it's the right time, you don't have a level of confidence in it yet, then you're delaying it. But when you finally send those things, you can gain the confidence. Why? Because you send the pitch, you get the feedback, which is a response. Not every customer will, not every lead will want to get that service, but enough will. And when they do, you'll start to see the result. And that's going to help you to get confidence, and it becomes a cycle, right? You send the pitch, you get a result, or you get some feedback, and then that'll help you to gain confidence, and the cycle repeats. Whether you create a new offer or you send this offer out again, the cycle repeats itself. So that's what we're looking for, because that confidence is required in business. When you have that confidence, you can now offer these solutions, you can now offer these products, and people can smell it. Again, you know you're confident in what you have. You know you can help people. But if you don't have it, you kind of shrink yourself, and it's noticeable. The money comes from moving, not just from feeling prepared. You can feel prepared all day. You can be ready all day. You can have all the offers lined up. You can have a whole structure for your business lined up. Guess what? It lives on your notebook. Nobody knows it exists. Nobody can come to you for it. It's great ideas. I'm sure they're great ideas. But until you release it, it's just an idea.
Apex Coaching with Kadeem has helped me drastically in my coaching business. As a new entrepreneur who's juggling masters, a family of 4, and also getting new clientele when it comes to real estate, he's really helped me streamline and understand the clarity and also the need for financial stability and stewardship in order to grow. This growth has allowed me to enhance and help my family out in multiple ways. It helped my family out before we was even making any more money. So if he can help me with what I have without growing it, and then later I see it growing, that's a sign of a winner right there. So I implore you to join. I implore you to take the resources. I implore you to get the book. I implore you to employ Apex.
So here's what I had to do in my example from earlier. When I didn't necessarily feel like getting up and going to the gym, when it was a struggle for me to get back into my routine of fitness, I did the 1% rule. James Clear mentions it, the atomic habit. I did the smallest thing I could. I got up and I went for a 10-minute walk. What is a 10-minute walk in my day? Simple, easy, no problem. The next day, I went for a 30-minute walk a little bit further. Repeated the same thing the next day, took a different path. And then by the 4th day, I'm in the gym and I'm back at Muay Thai. So whatever, if you are aiming to read, as an example, you want to get back into reading 20 pages a day. Okay, great. You haven't been reading the last month or so. Where is your book? Is your book near you? Is it in front of you? Is it on your desk where you work regularly? Is it in your purview? Like, do you see it? Is it around you? Do you carry it around with you? Right? Those would be the 1% things that you can do to help you get back into read. Are you reading at least 1 page a day? Instead of reading 20, great, we'll get there, but we got to start somewhere. Keep the book around you so it's in your mind and you know you got to pick it up and read. Read 1 page a day, read 5 pages. Start from where you are with what you have, because what you have is plenty. When you start to read, because maybe you don't even have the time to read 20 pages right now, but you can start to read the 1 and you will find the time eventually, because the next day you might read 2. You might read 4 the next day, and then maybe 8, and then maybe 10. And eventually you'll get back to that 20. But then again, maybe that 20 doesn't fit your life right now, so 10's fine for now. But you're reading again. You got back into the habit, but you started doing that by moving, by doing the 1%. The minimal you can do. If it is creating an offer and sending out an offer, okay, great. Open up a notebook, digitally or physically, start writing it out. Talk to people who are like-minded, who are in business, who you see as a mentor, somebody who's maybe a little bit further ahead than you in a certain area, and work with them to figure some things out. Or just jot down some notes. Turn on an audio recorder, right? Your phone or your microphone for your computer, whatever it is, and just start recording thoughts that come to you for this service or product that you want to create and then offer to people. It doesn't have to be put together in one day. Start somewhere with the 1%. If you're in business, send 1 pitch today, raise your price on 1 service today, because that small movement ultimately will compound and bring in and turn into real money for you.
What if shopping could earn you cash instead of just costing you? You've been stuck in the cycle, tap, swipe, spend, watching your paycheck just disappear. But one day, after you stumbled onto this app called Rakuten, you ask yourself, why am I paying full price when I don't have to? But then you think, maybe it's just another gift. Then one of your friends tell you about this app called Rakuten, who makes them money and gives them cash back and rewards for thousands of stores every time they make a purchase that they were made anyway. You try it once, you discover hidden deals, compare prices, and you start winning. Shopping becomes a strategy. Every tap pays you back, and you still get what you want. You share Rakuten with your friends, watch your income grow, and become more financially confident. Download the Rakuten app today and keep more of your hard-earned money in your pocket.
Habits are so important. And that's why I mentioned me going to the gym and me going to Muay Thai. I'm using that as an analogy because yes, it's real, it's my life, but I'm using it as an analogy for you to kind of flip it into business, of course. So the reason it's important is because I know where I want to be physically. I know mentally, financially, business-wise, relationally, spiritually, where I want to be. I can guarantee you a millionaire isn't spending weeks at a time or many hours a day for 3-4 days a week playing video games or shooting the crap with their friends or whatever the case is. They're not just gossiping. No, they're working, because the habits of a millionaire are what gets you to a millionaire. It's not just deciding, okay, I want to be a millionaire and then working and then not working towards it. No, you got to put those daily habits in place to say, okay, I got to read. I got to develop some business stuff. I've got to surround myself with business people, right? Mindset, people who are of a similar mindset, growth oriented. And so I got to work on myself. I've got to read certain books, whatever it is, attend certain events, send out certain offers, create certain things, be in rooms where they're talking about different things and elevating one another. Maybe I got to step away from my group that I grew up with a little bit, whatever it is. But your goal, what I'm saying, of making $1 million or whatever that number is, and maybe it's not financial, maybe it's something different, reverse engineer that to figure out what your daily habits need to be. Because if your daily habits are not in alignment with that goal, you're not going to reach that goal. If you don't have the habits of a millionaire, you're not going to be a millionaire. If you don't have the habits of $100,000 earner, maybe $1 million's too far for you right now, you're not going to make $100,000. You got to have the habits of somebody who makes that money. So you're waiting to feel confident before you pitch, waiting to feel ready before you raise your prices or before you launch. But the reason it is so critical that you act is just like I was saying with the gym. You got to act before you can make money. So even if you don't feel ready, act anyway, and then you'll get that result. And based on that result, you will then feel ready to do it again. The confidence comes after you send the pitch. Readiness after you raise the price. Movement creates energy, and in business, movement creates money. So I ask you, what's one income generating action that you've been waiting to feel ready on? If you've been waiting to feel ready and you know you need a breakthrough, my self-mastery 45-minute consultation is literally designed to help you figure out where you are and help you get to where you want to go. Figure out that next step. So if you want that clarity and you know you got to take action, go to apexaffiliation.com/self-mastery or click that link in the description. One final takeaway for you: your income matches your movement, not your intention. If you found this beneficial, which I'm sure you did, something in this episode, click that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you know somebody else can benefit from this, share it out with them so we can put this in front of more people. Remember, success is not a destination, it's a spectrum. So keep evolving. Kadeem here, and I'll see you on the next one.